the wisdom and inspiration of the late Princess Mother, the mother of His Majesty King Bhumibol, are behind this extraordinary and very well realized museum in the north of Chiang Rai. It's a hall of opium. This quite mystical part of Thailand is the area known as the Golden Triangle. It's where two broad rivers, the Mekong and the Ruak, separate the countries of Laos, Thailand and Myanmar. And it's where the Thai government has encouraged villagers to cease drug cultivation and turn to other crops. They have also confronted the former reputation of the Golden Triangle, in a most unexpected way, the creation of a museum known as the Hall of Opium. The museum is purpose-built, modern and spacious. It's sited imposingly in the green surroundings of far northern Thailand, north of Chiang Saen, an area that draws many visitors to its mountain terrain and cool evening ambience. But it's an area where hill tribe farmers once found that growing the profusely flowering poppy plant was a direct route to riches because of the ready market for its illegal byproduct, opium. The story of opium that unfolds here is both a social history and a grim account of the drug's human toll. Hence the darkened tunnel at the start of the display, opening up unexpectedly in an earlier century, when the drinking of tea had become established in England, and the ships of the East India Company were hugely successful trading with the East in all the products of Asia. That included opium, legal in those days. A product with medical uses, but an addictive curse for those who used it to escape their cares. Although Thailand was not a center of the opium trade, in time the growing of the poppy in the distant north was a big problem.
In the past period, the Golden Triangle is the area for producing illegal opium.
Did the Princess Mother have the idea that the hill tribe people could grow something different, some vegetables or something like that?
Stop growing the opium and crops substitution, other plantings.
Has that been a successful scheme?
Yes, in the Doi Tung development project.
The late Princess Mother was able to transform the barren hills, almost barren hills, into very green mountains and valleys, and it's for the use of the hill tribes people who are supposed to look after the forests. Previously they were cutting the trees, and now they're anxiously planting the trees and looking after them as a sustainable way of life for them. His Majesty has transformed their culture in a way that while they were smoking and using opium to use as painkillers, for one thing, it became a cultural phenomenon. Now things are changing. They have modern medicine that they can use. They have money that they can get from selling produce that have been introduced to them, such produce as coffee, tea, and tomatoes, potatoes, etc. They're getting a lot of cash, and their way of life is much better, and they can settle down. So the forests are good for them, and also nature is good for them.
Great figures of the past appear in lifelike form. Their utterances in their time, law-like and absolute. The arrival in ever larger numbers of European traders with imperial warrants to obtain what the kingdoms of Europe and England wanted, and increasingly felt entitled to take. There's a graphic depiction of some of the uprisings and gruesome retributions of the era. For all of Asia's spices and gems and timber and gold, for a time the opium trade outranked them all. The story is told in posters in the cargo hold of a timber sailing ship and along the walls of early settlements bearing the imprint of the foreign civilization transplanted to Asia. The opium was packed for transportation in a ball shape, piled up, looking as threatening as cannonballs, and ultimately, as a recreational drug, just as devastating. While authorities fought against the existence of opium dens, the trade itself was eventually outlawed and slowly subsided in the 19th century. But as the museum shows, relics of the opium era are often items of considerable interest, and the lamps and the pots can be of collectible quality and beauty. The time and artistry involved in producing quite magnificent pipes of ivory and clay and wood, brass and enamel, and delicate porcelain container jars are all signs of wealth born of a flourishing trade. Perhaps most curious to foreign visitors, the collection of solid pillows, mostly ceramic or timber, but essential as a head support for the reclining addict. The Hall of Opium at this point in the museum is light, elegant and uplifting. The style is Asian colonial, and the atmosphere optimistic, as if all the ills associated with the opium trade of old were now confined to the past. The lesson of this museum is that they can be, and it clearly suggests a way forward through faith. For many Thais especially, that's a guiding light. The Hall of Opium is in the Golden Triangle of Thailand, a museum where an oppressive story and its link with the impressive mountain region is placed on visual record as a part of the long history of Asia. To view more of my videos or to contact me about perhaps participating in your projects, please visit rodmcneil.tv.